walk out.
Game 2 coming up here in the Champion City, Springfield, Ohio, as we welcome you back to the Tiger Sports Network. The Wittenberg Tigers looking to avenge that Game 1 loss against the Adrian Bulldogs. Adrian looking to go home back to Michigan with a sweep. Hello, folks. Jackson Lightcap alongside Dylan Jackson, excited for the broadcast. Let's take a look at the Adrian Bulldogs, their starting lineup. Leading things off will be Casale. Charles will hit second. Bruder will hit third. Miranda will hit fourth. Kedro will hit fifth. Davis will hit sixth. LaFora will hit seventh. Klaus will hit eighth. And Woe will hit ninth. On the mound, they will be met by Luther for the Wittenberg Tigers. Dylan, tell us what you know about Luther.
Austin Luther, for those who do not know, Austin Luther unfortunately was injured last year, had an injury-riddled season, but his sophomore, he's a senior now. His sophomore year, Austin Luther was all NCAC first team, all regional pitcher, absolutely electric on the mound for the Tigers, one of the best pitchers around. His sophomore season, he threw 67 2/3 innings, 12 games started, had a 2.79 ERA. He has a career K per 9 of 8.2, a career whip of 1.12, which means he's only given up a little over one walk/hits per innings pitched. Luther, again, is one of the best arms you will see, just like we saw in a great outing from Nick Cunningham. But for Adrian, they will also be throwing one of their top arms, who is the two-way, and Charles, who is batting 2 as well for the Adrian Bulldogs. But we are scheduled for a very good game number 2. Let's see if the Tigers can get the split here.
Well, the first pitch for Luther, we're underway for game number 2. As we welcome you back here to the Tiger Sports Network. First pitch a little bit low, and it is ball 1. Luther will look in, get his sign, comes to the plate, got the bottom half of the strike zone, and we're even at 1 apiece.
Luther's off to a great start this year as well, as he's already matched the total of innings he threw last year in his injury-riddled season. He has a 2.66 ERA so far in 23 2/3. He has 16 strikeouts, has only given up 17 hits. Luther is pitching just how you would expect for anyone who has watched him in the past.
2-1 here on Joe Casale. The pitch to Casale, dribbler out to second base, scooped up and fires on to Xander Rodriguez for out number 1. 1 up, 1 down here to begin the top half of the first. A nice play there by Tommy Chalicki. And here comes Jacob Charles to the batter's box. Charles had a busy day in game 1. Came to the plate 5 times. They dropped him from the leadoff spot down to the number 2 spot. He will be the starting pitcher today for Adrian. You were talking about him a little bit in that first game, a two-way player as Charles flares this one out into center field. Seibert will come on and will catch it on a bounce. And with 1 away, Jacob Charles is on first for a single, the first hit of game 2 for Adrian.
Luther tried to go back-to-back fastballs right there, get ahead early. Charles did a good job hitting a nice line drive into center field. Nice little fun fact about Luther, which is a little odd. Under his baseball pants on a cold weather day like today, some guys will wear tights, compression shorts, right, as that bunt will roll foul. Austin Luther wears pajamas under his baseball pants, which I could never find myself to do. I just think it'd be too baggy, right, uncomfortable. But he's always done it. He likes it, and he will continue to do so.
It is a chilling one here today in Springfield, so I would have to assume the PJ pants are on underneath of Austin Luther's baseball pants. Nothing in 1. The pitch, swing, and a miss.
The PJ pants are on. I made sure I checked before the game. He is wearing them today proudly. And right there, Luther with the nasty slider. Luther, you'll see him work that slider, his curveball. Pretty similar arsenal to Nick Cunningham in game 1.
0-2, another slider as it's just off the edge of the plate. And it's now 1-2 on Nick Bruder. Bruder, he reached a couple of times in game 1 as well. They bumped him from the number 2 hole down to the 3rd. 1 away, 1 on. Jammed up, popped up, and Rodriguez won't be able to get there.
Good pitch right there, trying to get it on the hands on that fastball from Luther. Luther is a guy you'll see once he gets rolling. He also pitches with a very good tempo. He has a little bit of a swagger out there on the mound. You'll see him bounce around out there. have a nice little K trot you'll see when he strikes a guy out. So hopefully we can get to see that today from Luther.
1-2, fouled off. Bruder way early was just able to hit it off the end of his bat. And we'll do the 1-2 once more.
Good pitch right there from Luther, but Bruder doing a good job seeing as many pitches as he can early, seeing the slider, seeing the fastball, trying to get deeper into this count, work up his pitch count.
Luther comes set. Charles gets his lead. This one's in the dirt.
Good changeup right there from Luther, good hold. And Rocco Royer with the block. Rocco getting game number 2, giving Griskovich a rest behind the plate. Royer moving to catcher, and then out in left field in game number 2 will be Thatcher Dietz, the freshman.
2-2, 7th pitch of the at-bat. Slow roller on the ground to shortstop. McCauley picks it up, fires on the run, and it goes right by Rodriguez. It bounced to Rodriguez. He had to come off the bag. He could not hang on to it. The ball will roll all the way to the fence and foul ground. As a bad throw there by James McCauley on the run. Gets by Rodriguez, and crisis will ensue now for the Tigers as both runners will advance an extra 90 feet. And Adrian has now two runners in scoring position with just one away here in the top half of the first. And here comes A.J. Miranda, the first baseman. Austin Luther on the mound will start to go from the windup, and a first pitch will leave a fastball high and outside. For ball 1, Luther once again working from the windup, comes to the plate. This one slow roller. Nemunitis picks it up, looks back the runner to second, throws to Rodriguez for out number 2. But Jacob Charles, in the meantime, will help himself out after a base hit into center field. Will come across the plate to score a run, and just like we saw in that first game, the Bulldogs take an early 1-0 lead here in the top half of the first.
Good play there by Nemo, looking the runner back as well, keeping him at second base. But like you said, good job. They get the run in that first inning again, scoring in the first inning just like they did last game as well.
Standing into the batter's box, here comes David Kedrow. Kedrow, he came to life later in that game back in the first one, but he struggled to get the bat on the ball in early on in that game 1.
We talked about with this Adrian team, and they're showing it again quickly here in game number 2. 1 hit, there was an error early on, right? And they're able to put together a run in this first inning, right? Now they're trying to get a second one right here as Luther's trying to limit the damage and keep that from happening.
Pitch to Kedrow, and Kedrow looks at it go by, but it got the inside corner for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike here on David Kedrow. Playing second base in this one. He'll swing right through that one. And we're even at 2 apiece.
Nasty little slider right there from Luther. Getting him to 2 strikes. Let's see what he can do here.
2 balls and 2 strikes as Luther comes set out on the bump. Looks in, the sidestep to the plate, left it too far inside. And we've gone full, 3 balls and 2 strikes as Ryan Davis stands in the on-deck circle. Three-two, 2 put away here. Top of the first, Adrian has already plated a run. The pitch from Luther, this one popped up. Shallow center field, here comes Seibert trying to adjust with the wind. He'll come on, and he will make the play. The side is retired in the top of the first, but Adrian plates 1. They lead 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the first. Let's take a look for the Wittenberg Tigers starting lineup for Game 2 of this two-game doubleheader. Ben Seibert will lead things off. Tommy Chalicki will bat second. Rocco Royer hit third. Xander Rodriguez in the cleanup. Alex Nemunitis will hit fifth. Matt Moore sixth. Connor O'Malley seventh. Thatcher Dietz will hit eighth. And James McCauley will bat ninth. On the mound, they will be met by Jacob Charles. Jacob Charles, on the season, he's been one of the go-to guys for the Adrian Bulldogs, posting a 3.48 ERA through 20 and 2/3 of an inning. His opponent's batting average sits at a low 282. Just a sophomore, and his first year that he's getting starting quality time on the bump. Last year, he was from the bullpen.
Yes, last year he only had 2 starts throughout his freshman season on the mound. This season he's already up to 3, this being his 4th, right? So they are trusting him in this starting role now, letting him play second base in the first game of the doubleheaders and then pitching right here. And then also while he's pitching, he's still hitting number 2 in the lineup. So this is the guy that they expect to do big things for them for the years coming, as he's only a sophomore. And Charles, as you said, having very good numbers so far. He is a guy who's not going to walk very many, only 5 walks so far, but only 10 strikeouts as well. So he's a guy who's looking to get weak contact. I'm expecting him to be crafty, be a pretty good athlete on the mound as well, obviously. And we'll see how the Tigers will fare against that.
First pitch right down Broadway for strike one. Here comes Ben Seibert, the center fielder, into the batter's box. Leading off in this one, still missing Luke Thomas, as this one's flared into center field, and it is a leadoff base hit for Ben Seibert. Leadoff man on here in the bottom of the first, and here comes Tommy Chalicki, who had a bad case of the groundouts in the first game. Grounded out, I believe, 4 times in that first game. Hit the ball hard, just ended up dying in the grass. He's going to come to the plate with now Ben Seibert standing on first base after the leadoff single.
Great start right there from Ben. That's what you want to lead off a game, lead off the inning is a leadoff single, and now you have a fast base runner with Ben Seibert on base. And a good hitter with Chalicki up, see if he can make something happen.
Chalicki will stand into the batter's box. He'll look at a first pitch fastball that's just off the edge of the plate. They're checked Seibert back to first. Seibert's back safely.
Checking on him early, obviously, that leadoff batter. You want to make sure that he's not getting in the scoring position early right away.
The 1-0. Fouled back, and we're even at 1. One ball, one strike here on Tommy Chalicki, the second baseman. He's been more utility this season for the Tigers. He's played all over the field, it seems like. But he's been that second baseman over the last couple of days, especially with Luke Thomas down, as this one's flared out into center field. The center fielder for the Bulldogs, that's Travis LaFord, will run on over into left center field and put that one away. So that's out number 1 of the inning, and here comes Rocco Royer to the batter's box.
That's one you almost hope you wish you hit a little less good, right? And maybe drop in there in between the shortstop and center fielder, but stayed up just long enough for the center fielder to come in and make that play.
So Rocco Royer will stand into the batter's box. Last game, he was hitting the ball hard. He reached on a couple of errors.
Would expect to see 1-0, right? Good pick count, obviously, as you throw a ball. You know you're probably going to throw a fastball or a competitive pitch here, right? So you want to check on that runner, make sure there's no action going on.
One 1-0, the pitch to the plate. This one hit high into right field. Right fielder, that's Klaus, coming on, trying to make the grab, but he cannot. But Seibert was hung up in no man's land. It dropped in between the second base and the right fielder. Klaus was coming on, trying to make the grab, but with the wind blowing in, it just kept tailing away from him until it dropped on the ground. But Seibert was caught up in no man's land, and it was an easy force out at second base. So nonetheless, they do get the out, and it may actually work out a little bit better for Adrian, because now you have Seibert off the base paths, the speedy Ben Seibert, now with Rocco Royer standing at first base. 2 away, and here comes Xander Rodriguez.
Like you said, that wind really pushed that ball in hard. As a second baseman, you think that ball's already in right field. You don't even think you have to go get that ball. And as a right fielder, you're expecting you can just chill out there deep, and then falls right in between them. And it was pretty similar to the play where Ben got doubled off and that pop up to second base. Ben right there did the other option and saw the ball dropped and unfortunately got thrown out at second base. But you'd rather have that than the double play happen.
1-1 on Xander Rodriguez. Rodriguez right up the middle. Charles is able to pat it down with his glove. Throws on to first, inning over. Rodriguez put that one on a rope, and seems like he's frustrated down at first base, just throwing his hands up in the air, saying, what more can I do? That's baseball. Xander Rodriguez is out. The side is retired. We're heading to the second. 1-0 Adrian. The Adrian Bulldogs coming to the batter's box to begin inning at number 2, as here comes Ryan Davis. The third baseman will stand into the batter's box. Adrian, they put up 1 in the top half of the first. The Tigers going to get anything in the bottom half of the first. And Ryan Davis will stand into the batter's box. He got the win in the last game, pitched the 9th inning, and that's where they had the go-ahead run to end up winning by 5-4 in game 1. Luther to the plate, and he's way up in the count now, 0-2 as that one's whiffed at.
Great pitch right there from Luther. Being able to get a guy to swing and miss at a pitch that far out of the zone shows you how much movement that Luther has on his pitches, as that one is a little too far outside even for Luther to get a swing and miss on.
1 ball and 2 strikes as that one way outside the zone. Here's Austin Luther. Kicks, deals to the plate. Swing and a miss. Davis is down via the punch out. 4-pitch strikeout there for Austin Luther, and he's already on the mound, ready to go. It's quickly standing in the box is Travis LaFord. So LaFord will stand in the batter's box, a 125 batting average on the season. He has played and appeared in 7 games, this being his 8th. This is his 6th start on the season, as it's inside 2-0. Travis LaFord stands in the box, looks at a fastball down Broadway, and it's 2-1.
Good pitch right there from Luther, getting back into the count, making it 2-1.
Luther looks in, kicks, deals, delivers to the plate. Strike 2, got the outside corner. He's quickly up 2-2.
LaFord, like you said, off to a slower start, hitting 125, but last year hit 322, had 39 hits in his freshman season.
Breaking ball breaks outside, and we've gone full 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Luther definitely not going to want to get a walk here. He's pitching well. He doesn't want to get any more free passes. See if he attacks here.
3-2, outside slider, and it broke too far, and LaFord is put on first base with 1 away here in the top of the second. Beg your pardon, top of the second. I was trying to jump the gun. And Andrew Klaus, the right fielder, will stand in the box. Klaus also did not play in the last game.
Don't see any stats on. Oh, never mind. Here we go right here. Klaus is a junior out of Westerville, Ohio.
He is hitting .250 this season, and that average is going to go up as he belts a line drive into right center field. Seibert's going to come over, scoops it up, but in the meantime, Travis LaFord will go first to third on the 1-out base hit there by Andrew Klaus, and that's going to bring up Zach Wade into the batter's box. Zach Wade, a 136 batting average, but he also has a .367 on base percentage this season. And the Bulldogs, they're in business here as Luther once again is going to have to try to work himself out of a jam.
Zach Wade, also a sophomore, another young guy.
First pitch off speed, got the inside part of the plate for strike one.
For Klaus, like you said, that average is going to go up. That's the beauty of having a little at bats early on after you start getting hits, because now he went from 250 to a 400 hitter, just like that.
1-1, that pitch low in the zone. The number 9 batter before we send it back to the top of the order with Joe Casal. Here's the pitch. This one popped up, shallow right field. Right fielder coming on. O'Malley will scoop it up, makes the play, and it was way too shallow to send Travis LaFleur to a big-time second out for the Tigers here in the top half of the second, and there's 2 down after the pop-up.
That wind really is pushing against those balls at the right field. O'Malley had to adjust very quickly. I have to realize that I have to run in on that, right? And then that's something that you have to adjust as a player. You have to understand, hey, I should probably not play as deep if I'm in right field today, understanding that the ball is going to be pushed in with this wind. Able to make the play and not even able to show off his cannon he has out in right field because that ball was too shallow.
Swing and a miss. We're back to the top of the order. Casal will stand in the box. 0-1. Luther quickly to the plate, just outside. 1-1. The pitch from Luther. Slider got him swinging through it. Another pitch that was on the outside part of the zone, and it's 1-2. Luther.
When he's locating that slider, they're having a tough time seeing and hitting it right now. So Luther, if he can put that in the right spot, can continue to get swings and misses.
1-2. Runner goes, takes off for second. Royer jumps outside the box to block it. So it's a free stolen base there for Andrew Klaus. And now there's 2 runners in scoring position as that one was way outside in the dirt. Royer saved a run by getting out there and blocking it. Luther now knowing he can work from the windup. It's 2-2. The payoff, dribbled foul, and we're due it again.
Like you were saying, great block by Rocco. That was a very tough pitch to block, and he's able to keep that in front and prevent that run from scoring. Luther going after the sliders, going back in with that 2-seam fastball in on the hands. Let's see if he now goes back to that breaker.
2-2. 2 gone, 2 in scoring position. This one hit pretty well into left field. Left fielder jumping up, making a leaping grab. What a play there by Thatcher Dietz. The left fielder goes up airborne and able to snag the line drive that could have hurt the Tigers. A terrific defensive play, and we're heading to the bottom of the second. Adrian, the Bulldogs, they strand 2, no runs. They had a couple of hits. Right into the bottom of the second, Bulldogs, they lead 1-0. Five, 6, 7 due up here for the Wittenberg Tigers. Alex Nemunitis will lead things off. Nemunitis played long ball in that first game. He had a solo shot back in the third. The Tigers, 3 of their 4 runs were off of solo shots. Nemunitis will lead things off to get things going here in the bottom of the second.
Nemo, as we talked about, coming into this game, off to a fantastic start this season. Coming into today, he was hitting .409 on the season and getting his second home run in game number 1 as well. Nemo is a guy who has great bat-on-ball skills, right? When he makes contact, it's always usually a hard barrel, which is why he's hitting so well early on. And let's see if he can continue to do so today and for the rest of the season as well, of course.
So here comes Alex Nemunitis standing into the batter's box. Nemunitis, he was a busy man back in game 1. Jacob Charles comes set out on the mound. And inning number 2 set to take over. Here's the pitch and got the outside corner for strike 1. We're in the bottom of the second. Bulldogs, they lead 1-0 here on the Tiger Sports Network. Charles quickly back to work, throws this one inside fastball. It's 1-1.
Charles is a guy who has a smooth delivery, right? Good athlete. Is going to not generate the most strikeouts unless he's able to dot up pitches like that low and away. But he's going to be a guy who commands the zone, looks to get weak contact, and work deeper in the games.
Got the bottom half of the zone, 1-2 on Nemunitis. Nemunitis whiffs right through it. He was early on that one, and he's down on strikes to begin the bottom of the second. And here comes Matt Moore.
Really good pitch right there from Charles with that slider away. Dotted up the fastball low and away right before then, puts that in a great location as well.
And here comes Matt Moore, the designated hitter, into the batter's box. First pitch, we'll look at one in the dirt for ball 1. Matt Moore and Connor O'Malley both dropped a couple of spots in the lineup card for Game 2. Two of the better hitters for the Tigers, but Dylan, as you alluded to a little bit in Game 1, a little bit of a slower start to their liking.
Of course, right, and obviously it's very early in the season, and they will have two of these guys have both put in stretches where they have gone 8 for 10 in a weekend, right, in a doubleheader, and this early in the year, that can literally boost your average over 100 points. So I wouldn't stress too much about how they are starting the season because I think they'll do what they do and have done in their whole careers.
2-2 as Moore was tardy on the fastball, off breaking ball. That one low and inside, and we've gone full 3 balls and 2 strikes. One put away here in the bottom of the second. Full count as Charles to the plate. And it's fouled back out of play. We'll do it again.
A big thing for me when it comes to these two is both of their walk totals are down. And their walk average is obviously totals later on. But, like, their average of getting walked, which means they're not getting deep into counts as much and not winning the at-bats once they do get deep into counts.
This one flying out into left field, and the left fielder will come on and will make the play. That was Joe Casal. Drifts over into left center field. Left center field will snag it for round number 2. And here comes Connor O'Malley. The right fielder stands in for the Tigers. He also played long ball in Game 1 in the second inning. They do say history repeats itself. He was the one who tied it up at 1 apiece in the bottom of the second. He comes to the plate in the bottom of the second, and they trail by 1. 0-1. The pitch got the bottom half of the zone, and O'Malley quickly behind 0-2.
But a big thing when I was talking about walk rate, a big thing that comes with that is getting good swings off. And I know that might sound a little odd as Charles gets that strikeout, putting it in a great spot in that high and in fastball. But a big part of getting walks, right? Right there, O'Malley took 2 pitches right there as a pitch and got down 0-2. As a pitcher, you have all the confidence in the world. You just got to 0-2 and the guy didn't even swing the bat, right? It's much different when a guy's getting an A swing off, putting up really good swings, and then you're thinking about the bat a little bit differently. Like, all right, I have to bat a little bit more with this guy, right? Versus right there, he had all the comfortability in the world right there and was able to then execute a good fastball, right? Obviously, once these two get out of their funk, which they will, it'll do nothing but elevate this Tigers team as now Luther looks to have another really good inning just like Charles did right there.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. 1, 2, 3, go the Tigers. We're heading to the third. We'll be back on the Tiger Sports Network, powered by TKDS Sports. Hardy order, 2 up for the Bulldogs, 2, 3, 4. Jacob Charles, the pitcher, Nick Bruder, the shortstop, and A.J. Miranda, the first baseman, will all stand into the batter's box. Charles, he has pitched, and he has been dominant on the bump thus far. And he also had a single back in the first inning. He then later came around and scored off of the air that allowed Nick Bruder to reach base. 1-0 as that one's in the dirt. Charles turns on it, but dribbles it foul.
Charles looks to be another guy who plays off of his energy, right? Who plays off of his swagger on the mound, right? He is wearing the accessories. He has the high leg pants, right? And he plays smooth. He's a young guy, right? For these young guys, it is really important to have that mentality, right, in order to compete and thrive at this level. And Charles has done that so far in his young career.
As we mentioned, Charles, just a sophomore. He faces a 1-2. The pitch low and away for ball 2. Austin Luther, he's had to work himself out of a jam in each of the last 2 innings. Times sidearm, and it just tailed on him. We've gone full 3 balls, 2 strikes on the leadoff man, Jacob Charles. Three and 2 on Charles. Luther, deep breath, comes to the plate. This one hit on a rope right to the center fielder, and Seibert's going to wisely back off and let that one drop in.
In a game like this, on a day like today, I would really consider, like, at this park specifically, right, a lot of fly balls, especially like to left field today. If it's going over Thatcher Dietz's head, it's probably a home run if it's high enough in the air. And you see Thatcher Dietz is probably playing the shallowest out of all the outfielders right now, which if I were Seibert and O'Malley, I would want them to move in just how the wind is killing the ball, right? Like that's a ball that probably hangs up on a different weather day for Ben Seibert to catch versus that one it's able to be killed and drop in front of him.
Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2 now on Nick Bruder, the shortstop. Ben Seibert, it was no man's land. If he were to get to it, he would have had to dive, and then, of course, that could wreak havoc if he were not to get it. So with nobody on and nobody out, probably the best decision there by Ben Seibert just to pull up and let that one drop in, play conservatively, especially here early on in the 3rd inning.
Oh, yeah, especially when you have a guy like Luther on the mound. Good read right there on the dirt ball read. He saw the ball angle low and assumed that it would bounce off the catcher, and he was able to cruise into second base. But especially when you have a guy like Luther on the mound, you can play a little bit more conservative in order to try to keep guys off scoring position. Obviously, he's there right now, which is unfortunate, but that was the thought process right there.
2-2, the pitch dribbled out to McCauley. Nemunitis is going to be the one to cut in front of it and play it. Throws on to Rodriguez. Round number 1. In the meantime, Jacob Charles will advance 90 feet, and now he'll stand 90 feet away from the dish. And that'll bring up A.J. Miranda to the batter's box with 1 away and a runner, and Jacob Charles standing on 3rd.
Good play right there by Nemo, but again, Adrian taking advantage of the little things, right? Saw the dirt ball read, was able to get over with 2 strikes. Adrian Miranda is able to ground out and move him over to third base, and now you have a guy on third base with only 1 out. Or I'm sorry, was that Bruder who was able to ground out?
Yes.
Okay, so Bruder was able to get the ground out right there and move that guy to third base, and now you have A.J. Miranda up with the guy on third base with 1 out.
That's down the line, and that's a foul ball. A.J. Miranda stands in his last at-bat. Bounced out to the third baseman, Nemunitis, but he got an RBI out of it as Jacob Charles scored. And at the same situation as Charles sits 90 feet away in the dirt for ball 2.
That's that changeup right there from Luther. Hasn't really found it yet so far. Hasn't been able to locate it as he would like to. Once he gets that going, and if not, he'll be able to work his other pitches as well.
2-1, the pitch. Fouled off, drifting back. Rodriguez will not have room. And it's even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Could be a big strikeout here for Austin Luther and the Tigers to get to the 2nd out of the inning. David Kedro stands in the on-deck circle. Luther looks in, gets his sign, comes to the plate, slider. This one hit into no man's land. Shortstop McCauley drifting back, will grab it. Now turns, fires to the plate, 1 hop to the plate, and Charles will retreat back to third. He thought about it, he took off to begin, and then he saw McCauley come up firing, And Charles will retreat back to third. So no damage done there for the Bulldogs, and the Tigers now with 2 outs in the top half of the third with David Kedrow coming to the batter's box.
Great job by McCulley right there, understanding it's going to be better to just get rid of the ball as quick as possible rather than trying to crow hop and get it to the catcher on the fly, take more time. If you can get that ball out quickly, one hop it just like he did, show up the arm strength, able to keep him on third base.
It was a beautiful throw.
Oh.
Ball gets by the catcher, and Charles will score. It was way outside behind the left-handed batter's box. Luther just lost complete control of it. As Rocco Royer tried to glove it, that's all he could have done. He dove out and then tried to glove it. The ball gets by him. It's a wild pitch, and Charles will score for the second time today. And the Bulldogs, they lead 2-0 here in the third. Nobody on. This one, dribbler up the middle. McCauley picks it up, fires on the run, and the side is retired. The Bulldogs, though, they get one off the wild pitch. And the Bulldogs, they lead 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the third. Eight 9-1 coming to the plate here for the Tigers as here comes Thatcher Dietz standing into the batter's box. Dietz did not play in the first game. He comes into this one 6 for 15 on the season. He has 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. Check swing, he did not go around for ball 1.
Thatcher's off to a fantastic start to his career, hitting 400 in his first 15 at-bats, as you said, but also showing off the long ball a little bit.
6 hits, half of them have been extra base hits. He also has a triple on his stat line, so he's got some speed as well.
Thatcher's one of the best athletes you'll see, even as a freshman coming in. He's very athletic.
The 1-1 inside part of the plate, and it's 2-1 here on Thatcher Dietz, the left fielder.
Thatcher may be wearing my number, but he might be the complete opposite player as me, as I am not known for my stellar athleticism, while Thatcher is a unit, some might say.
2-1. This one roped down the right field line. It's a fair ball. It's going to end up near the bullpen. Dietz takes a turn, heads to second. He's in feet first with a leadoff double. Thatcher Dietz doubles down the line to get things going. His 7th hit of the season and his 4th extra base hit. His first double of the year. So Dietz is already in scoring position, and here comes James McCauley, the shortstop, to the batter's box.
As I was saying, right, great athlete, absolute unit, great hitter as well. And when I was talking about the opposite hitter, I was also a very methodical, smooth, thinker or whatever. Not that Thatcher isn't a thinker and obviously like that and has good approach to everything, but he has a violent, quick swing, strong swing, and he's shown it so far early on in his career.
First pitch to McCauley got the upper half of the zone for strike one. You were saying that you and Thatcher Dietz, that you guys share a number. It's your old number, number 10, but you guys are completely opposite players. So what you mean to tell me that rope down right field line, you would have been thrown out at first?
Very possibly so. I was not known for being a speed demon.
This one hammered into left field. Left fielder going back and will be able to make the grab probably about 10 or so feet in front of the warning track. So McCauley, who had a home run in the first game, just missed it there. And there's one down here in the bottom of the third. We're back to the top of the order, and here comes Ben Seibert.
Again, another situation where you got to consider bunting there, right? Getting that guy to third base and with only one out, and then a good hitter with Ben Seibert, who doesn't strike out a whole lot, could get you a free run early on in a game in which looks like you're going to have to need every little run you can get.
Fouled off, out of play, and Seibert down in the count, 0-1.
And also we talked about, for example, just inning before, of how you can change where you're positioning your defenders. Look at Adrian center fielder and look at their right fielder, right? And how shallow they are playing in considering where their left fielder is playing. And their left fielder is still playing deep, right? Understanding the wind, understanding that. And this isn't their home park. They're just able to see that very quickly and make an adjustment. As Ben Seibert is able to reach base with another hit by pitch, which, let's see where that puts him in the record books, as he is very high up there. That gives him hit by pitch number 21 of his career, putting him tied for 5th all time.
So Ben Seibert, they got him clipped on the inside, the true ball magnet of this team. There's 2 on with 1 out. Here comes Tommy Chalicki, who flew out to the center fielder his last time up. First pitch, a look at a fastball down the middle for strike 1. 2 on with 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Tigers, they trail 2-0.
As you said in game 1, Tommy had hit a little bit too many hard ground balls, unfortunately. Unfortunate right at guys, right? Let's see if he can elevate that just a little bit, make those line drives, keep on hitting them hard, and then maybe bring in a run.
1-1 here on Tommy Chalicki. With 1 put away here in the bottom of the third. There's 2 on. Here's the pitch from Charles. As this one, crack at the bat. He left it way too high up in the sky, and the left fielder will come on, will make the grab for out number 2. Chalicki just got under that one. Put a good charge into it, but unfortunately straight up into the air.
Good pitch by Charles. Got it right at the top of the strike zone, and unfortunately, Tommy, like you said, just got right under it. If he was able to get a little bit more on top of it, it could have been another home run for Chalicki. But with that being said, we have Rocco Royer with 2 guys on base and 2 outs to see if he can get things started for the Wittenberg offense in the run column.
Here comes Rocco Royer. Popped out to the second baseman, and that's what caught Seibert up in no man's land his last time up, so he was charged with a fielder's choice. And look at a first pitch fastball for strike 1.
With both of these base runners, with Thatcher, you're able to score on a single, and then if an extra base hit with Ben on first, you should be able to score from first base as well. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit harder now being down 0-2 with 2 good pitches by Charles, but let's see if Rocco can make that happen.
No balls and 2 strikes as that one was looked at right down Broadway. And he's quickly in the hole. Royer will look at a fastball. That's left upstairs for ball 1.
You had fastball away on the 0-1 count. Fastball up right there to change the eye level. I would expect to see the breaking ball here to Royer. See if Rocco can sit on it or able to spoil it away.
1-2, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Royer was tardy. And the leadoff double for Thatcher Dietz will not come around to hurt the Bulldogs. And we're heading to the 4th. Bulldogs, they lead 2-0 here at Carlton-Davidson Stadium. And we'll be back on the Tiger Sports Network, powered by TKDS Sports. Andrew Klaus will stand. I beg your pardon, this is Ryan Davis. Ryan Davis will lead things off here in the top half of the fourth. The square around a bunt, pulls back, but it was down the middle for strike one. Or I beg your pardon, ball one. So it's 1-0. Here is the pitch outside and low, and it's 2-0.
Interesting to see from Davis as a guy, as we've said, has, I believe, 17 or 18 career homers. Looking to maybe bump for a hit with Alex Lemunitis playing back, put it down that third baseline. This team, as we know, is not afraid to lay one down, get base runners any way they can. And right now he's ahead 3-0 in the count against Luther.
3-0. Luther looks in, shakes off his catcher. Now will come to a plate and will put one right down the pipe for strike one. Trying to work his way and battle his way back. As we have 6, 7, 8 due up. And the 3-1 left inside. It's a leadoff walk to Ryan Davis. So Davis is on with nobody out. And here comes Travis LaFord, who walked his last time up.
Bunt situation right here. Lower in the lineup. Let's see if they stick with that or if they keep on swinging since they are towards the bottom.
LaFord will show bunt, will try to lay one down, and he did, but he laid it down backwards.
I will say, not to pick on Travis LaFord by any means, but my high school coach used to say a thing called fake hustle, right? You know that ball was foul, right? No need to run all the way to first. But he will come back in. Again, another Bulldog to have their first bunt go foul. Let's see if they square here again, 0-1, and get it down.
0-1. They're going to show bunt again, and he did offer.
Nasty slider from Luther right there, even able to fool guys while they're bunting. Gets to 0-2. Hopefully eliminates the bunt possibility, and let's see if Luther can get a strikeout or maybe even a ground ball double play.
LaFord offered at the bunt, or at the ball. 0-2. Here's the pitch in the dirt, scooped up there by Rocco Royer, the catcher, and it's 1-2. We have a score update as the Wittenberg Tigers, they lead Otterbein over the other side of Springfield. For softball, they lead that one 4-1. Ball down the ground, and it is a fair ball.
Good pitch right there by Luther. Unable to come up and make the play is Nemo. Now you got first and second with nobody out. Expect a bunt here from this Adrian team as they have been very willing to do that. Let's see if Luther can get himself out of this jam.
So here comes Andrew Klaus to the plate. 2 on and nobody out. Klaus looking to bunt. Will lay one down the first base line. Rodriguez will pick it up. Will lob it on over to first to Chalicki. And the sacrifice will be laid down. Now there's going to be 2 runners in scoring position for the Adrian College Bulldogs with 1 away. That'll bring up Zach Wade.
Good bunt right there. Again, bunt situation, no hesitation. They go to that bunt and bring up Zach Wade to see if he can bring in 2 runs with 2 guys in scoring position.
Austin Luther will work from the windup with 2 on and 1 out. This one hit on the ground. What a play by Nemunitis. Picks up, throws over to first for out number 2. An incredible play by Nemunitis, who was playing in on the grass. Dove was able to grab it, looked the runner back to third base, and then fired over to Xander Rodriguez for the second out of the inning, and a big-time second out for the Tigers as we're back to the top of the order with Joe Casal.
Phenomenal play there from Nemo, making up for the little bobble he had on the play, 2 plays prior, and now there's 2 outs. Let's see if Luther can get himself out of this jam.
Fastball down the middle for strike 1. We're back to the top of the order. Casal already his 3rd time up. He's 0 for 2. Grounded out to the second baseman and then lined out as Thatcher Dietz made that terrific play out in left field. His last at-bat swings right through. It's already on the fastball, and it's 0-2.
There was actually the over-top curveball for Luther. He will also go to that breaker over the top rather than that sidearm slider, and he's able to get ahead 0-2.
0-2. 2 on, 2 outs. We're in the 4th. 2-0 the score. Luther to the plate. Slider almost got him, but he'll hold back, and it's 1-2.
Good pitch right there. That's exactly what you want 0-2. Try to get a swing and a miss, get him the chase. Good block up right there from Rocco Royer. as he's still way ahead in command here at the 1-2 count.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Luther, deep breath, kicks, deals, delivers to the plate, fouled back. We'll do it again.
Good job from Casal battling off that slider right there. He's now seen both breakers. A little bit better on time right there. Let's see if Luther goes to it again in a better spot, maybe to get him to chase, or if he maybe tries to run a fastball by him.
1-2 with 2 outs. The pitch.
Get in,
Popped up. Left field. Dietz coming on. Will make the catch. And the side is retired. All 4 innings, the Tigers have had to work themselves out of a pickle. And they have done just that, minimizing the damage. It is 2-0. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Tigers, they need some runs, and they need some hits. We'll be back. Middle of the order, 2 up for the Tigers. Xander Rodriguez will lead things off. He hit a shot right up the middle, but Charles made a terrific play on it. First pitch breaking balls in there for strike 1.
Charles did make a really good play on that last one, showing his two-way ability.
Pitch to Rodriguez, another over-the-top curveball. Looked at for strike 2, and it's 0-2 now on the freshman, Xander Rodriguez. 0-2, the pitch. Rodriguez goes the other way with it, going back, looking up, a diving attempt, and he made the catch. A diving attempt at the warning track, and the left fielder, Joe Casal, was able to go up in the air, make an acrobatic diving catch, as Rodriguez now robbed of a couple of hits in this one. And that'll bring up Nemunitas to the plate.
Tip your cap to Joe Casal. You saw him get pumped up, fist pump after making that diving catch. Phenomenal play out there in left field to get the first out of the inning.
Breaking ball in there for strike 1, and now we're seeing Jacob Charles going a lot more to the curveball here in the bottom half of the 4th. He has been dominant in this one. Goes to a fastball, paints the outside corner, and he's up in the count 0-2.
Catcher's doing a very good, Zach Wade's doing a very good job of sticking those pitches, getting those extra little bit on those strike calls, and Charles is just dotting up the zone right now.
Pitch, swing and a miss. Nemunitas tardy on the fastball, up in the zone, and it's a 3-pitch strikeout for Nemunitas, and now here comes Matt Moore to the batter's box.
The biggest thing, if you can go back and watch it if you want, you can see where Zach Wade sets up for that pitch call, and Charles is just dotting up exactly where he wants it right now.
So first 2 batters put away here in the home half of the 4th, as Matt Moore will stand to the box. He flew out to the left fielder his last time up. A look at a fastball down the middle evens things up at 1 apiece.
Again, like, Charles isn't the fastest thrower in the world. He has some good pop to his fastball, and he has the good breakers as well. But when you are hitting your spots the way he is right now, able to command the zone with multiple pitches, that's sometimes all you need, especially when you already got things rolling.
1-2 on Matt Moore. The payoff in the dirt. And we're even at 2 apiece.
Good take right there from Matty.
2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 put away here. And we're doing it again. 7th pitch of the at-bat forthcoming. Charles will look in, gets a sign after shaking his head no a couple of times. High heat, got him with the fastball. And it's back-to-back strikeouts for Jacob Charles, as that time he gets Matt Moore. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Jacob Charles dealing here early on. We're heading to the 5th. Bulldogs lead 2-0. The Wittenberg Tigers softball team took game 2 against Otterbein by a final score of 4-1 after they lost the first game 4-1. So they will split the doubleheader. We are in game 2 of this doubleheader after Adrian College took the first one at 5-4 over the Tigers. Tigers 2 games now below 500.
I mean, obviously it's been a little bit of a rough start for the Tigers so far, as last season, Wittenberg only lost 10 games all season. They've already lost 9, right? So for them right now, it's just a matter of getting everything to work together, right? Having a game where pitching works at the same time, defense works at the same time, hitting, and it all collects. And then once that happens, I think they will get themselves back rolling, as Luther throws a nasty slider right there for strike number 1.
Austin Luther back out for yet another inning of work. He'll start the 5th. Breaking ball to the inside corner, and he's up in the count 0-2.
Good front door breaker right there, able to get ahead in the count 0-2 against the other pitcher on the team for Adrian.
Jacob Charles is into the batter's box, dribbles this one out to second base. Chalicki scoops it up, fires to Rodriguez. Rodriguez comes off the base, but able to get Charles out via the tag.
Chickley doing a great job coming and getting that ball, right now waiting back on it. But once he got the play, he could have just set his feet, make an easier throw. But Xander doing a good job helping him out on the backside, tagging him out for out number 1.
So Charles, he came into that one with back-to-back singles. Now that'll end his streak.
Great pitch right there, starting off with that slider. You see Luther really started to get it going a little bit.
Slider down the middle for strike 1 as Nick Bruder stands into the box. Bruder, line drive up the middle into center field for a 1-out single.
Good pitch right there from Luther. He got the fastball where he wanted it on the inner half, and Bruder did a great job getting his hands in on that, hitting that hard line drive back up the middle.
So Nick Bruder, a 1-out single for his first hit of game number 2. That'll bring up A.J. Miranda.
You could see during this at-bat at some point, maybe the Bulldogs see a point where they think where Luther might go to that breaker, and that might be a good time to run as you got 1 out and Miranda up. Good to see some sort of movement They're going to try to make sure it's on a pitch where Luther is throwing a breaker as well, though. Not try to throw themselves out of an inning with your 3-hitter up.
Nothing in
4-hitter.
Nothing in one. And off speed broke a little bit too much inside, and we're even now at 1 apiece. A.J. Miranda, he has hit 3 home runs on the young season. So he does have some power in that bat. Second pitch down Broadway, and it's 1-2.
Great pitch right there, coming with the fastball, freezing Miranda right there. 1-2, you might see some movement right here. Maybe get a hit and run action or try to just get the stolen base on a ball in the dirt. See if Luther can execute his pitch.
1-2. As Nick Bruder will just trek back to first base.
There's that fake steal that we've talked about, trying to see who's covering the bag, maybe try to run a hit and run situation, see what hole you got open. But let's see if Luther is able to execute this pitch where it won't matter.
2-2. This one hit pretty well out into center field. Seibert going back to the warning track, looking up. It carries over, and it is a 2-run home run off the bat of A.J. Miranda into left center field. His 4th home run of the season. And the Adrian College Bulldogs get some insurance that they need as it's 4-0 here in the top of the 5th.
I mean, great piece of hitting right there from A.J. Miranda. Pitch on the inner half, gets the barrel out in front, and makes the lead 4-0 right here. And that is actually A.J. Miranda's 19th home run of his career, as he has been a phenomenal power threat for the Bulldogs for his entire career.
5th hit of the day for Adrian College, and it's a 2-run fly for A.J. Miranda. As you mentioned, 19th of his career, 4th already on the season. He was quiet in that first game, and so far he's been quiet ultimately pretty much all day long until then, as this one's ricocheted foul. David Kendra will stand into the box.
When we looked at their stats going in before game 1, we were talking about the keys to this game. We saw that a lot of the guys that were big home run hitters did occasionally strike out a lot as well, right? So when you're able to execute your pitches, you will be able to strike some of them out. But unfortunately right there, he had to throw that fastball in the inner half, getting down in the count, or as he brought the count back up. And right there, another unfortunate thing is he doesn't get that slider to break as much as he wants, hitting that batter and letting that guy on first base.
David Kedro, he was down in the count, and he'll just stand in there, and he'll gladly take the hit by pitch as he'll get the free base. And that brings up Ryan Davis. Kedro takes off for second. The throw from Royer is in time. He's out. It was a late jump there by David Kedro, and Kedro just couldn't unhook the trailer. And a beautiful throw there by Rocco Royer as he'll gun him down at second base.
Interesting call there, in my opinion. I think maybe they thought it could have been a breaker, but Kedro only has 4 stolen bases in his career. Maybe it was a run-and-hit situation and where the hitter's not required to swing, but if it's a good pitch, hey, swing. Let's see if we can get something going with guys in action. But either way, great throw from Rocco Royer to get that second out, big second out of this inning.
Beautiful throw from Royer for out number 2. Luther answers back, painting the outside corner with a fastball. And that one left just a little bit low, 2-1.
Good pitch right there. Now, if you're Luther in this Tigers defense, you really got to do everything you can to make sure you get this third out right here. Stop the momentum where it's at. Don't let them get another base runner and try to get things going offensively.
2-1, dribbled foul. And we're even at 2.
If you're Luther right here, you got to finish, right? Don't get the 2 strikes and let up right here, right? Attack this hitter and get your offense rolling on the other side.
Ryan Davis into the box, the 2-2 outside. And we've gone full. Davis, a strikeout victim, his first at-bat in this game, and he walked in his second at-bat. Top of the 5th, 4-0. Luther to the plate. We'll do it again. 3-2 once more.
Davis doing a good job protecting on that fastball in the inner half. Luther putting that in the right spot right there. Then that was the same idea with the one with A.J. Miranda, but that one just left just a little bit too much over the plate. Those ones right there, he's able to bury them under the hands a little bit better.
3-2 with 2 away. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not, and that's ball 4. Back-to-back walks here for Ryan Davis in the previous couple of at-bats he's had. And here comes Travis LaFord to the batter's box. LaFord walked, and then he reached on an error the last time up.
pitch.
Fastball got the outside corner for strike one. LaFord, as we mentioned, he has struggled early on in this season. But a young player, this one will get through between shortstop and third base. And it's into left field as Thatcher Dietz will scoop it up off the grass. But it's a 2-out single. And the Bulldogs are in business as Andrew Klaus will come to the batter's box for the third time today. He's 1 for 1. He got a single his first at-bat, then laid down a sacrifice bunt in his second.
Again, this is all happening with 2 outs right now, right? If you are the Tigers, after you got that big throw out on the caught stealing, got to get out of this inning without any more runs or out any more damage. Big at-bat right here.
Luther to the plate. Bottom half of the zone called for a strike. And it's 1-1. 2 on, 2 out. 4-0 game. The Bulldogs lead the Tigers. 1-1. On the ground, McCauley catches it in his chest, fires over to Rodriguez, and the side is retired. But damage done. A.J. Miranda, a 2-run big shot fly. And that will grow the lead 4-0 for the Adrian College Bulldogs. Bottom of the 5th coming up. Tigers, only 2 hits thus far. They need some hits. They need some runs. And we'll be back on the Tigers Sports Network powered by TKDS. Connor O'Malley will get things going here in the bottom half of the 5th. And a 4-0 game, and O'Malley puts a charge into this one, but drifting back and foul out of play.
See O'Malley being more aggressive right here in this at-bat after watching the first 2 in his last one before striking out. O'Malley being aggressive right there, swinging early, just able to foul it off, though.
0-1, the pitch to O'Malley is upstairs, and it's 1-1.
And you see now the pitching comes in differently, right? You're not as attacking as much as you see a guy being more aggressive as a hitter. And you see a changeup right there, right? Down in the zone, right? So it changes how a pitcher is going to pitch you when he sees that you're being aggressive, wanting to hit early on.
2-1 on O'Malley. Charles to the plate, inside, just off the edge of the plate, and O'Malley quickly up 3 balls, 1 strike. Jacob Charles has been dominant, has only allowed 2 hits here today, as Charles kicks, steals, delivers. This one a blooper into left field, and it will drop. So Connor O'Malley going opposite field, able to just drop the blooper into shallow left field. And the leadoff man is on for the Tigers, and here comes Thatcher Dietz, who hit a double his last time up.
Good to see for O'Malley getting himself a good little break right there. Doing a good job getting on plane, hitting the ball at the right launch, and able to get that ball to drop in with Thatcher Dietz coming up.
Pitch inside to Dietz, 1-0. Dietz thought that one might have clipped his jersey. It did not.
Thatcher hoping it would have clipped his jersey. It would have been good to have first and second no outs.
Here's the pitch to Dietz, outside 2-0.
You're seeing command start to be a little more of an issue from Charles. Let's see if he can get it back together or if the Tigers can take advantage of this.
2 balls and no strikes. Charles comes set. He has not had to work out of the stretch much today. Fastball got the outside corner, and it's 2-1 now on Thatcher Dietz.
It's a tough strike call. Tough strike call, but he's been giving it that way, so you got to respect it.
2-1. The pitch popped up. Catcher going back. And he had room, but it's out of the mitt. So new life coming up for the Tigers. It's just in the books as a strike. As it was Zach Wade who came up, tracked it down, got right under it. Just couldn't hang on to it. And that could be a costly mistake moving forward for Adrian College. But it is 2-2 now on Thatcher Dietz, the left fielder for the Tigers.
He did the hard part. He got under it well, got there, just popped right out of the glove. Makes me think that the glove could be broken in a little bit better. But everyone's going to break their glove in different. I'm not going to tell Zach Wade how he should break in his either.
He had to track through the wind, and he made a terrific play getting under there as this one is smoked out into center field. But drifting over, the center fielder will make the grab. That was Travis LaFord. And there's one up, and now there's one down here in the bottom of the 5th. That brings up James McCauley.
Great piece right there from Thatcher Dietz. Nothing you could do there. Hard line drive. Another freshman that got robbed on a hard line drive like Xander did earlier in the game. Tigers hoping that those start to fall, find some gaps, probably bring in some runs.
McCauley stands into the box, dribbler out to shortstop. Bruder backhands, throws the second, 6-4, and no chance at 3 as screaming up that first base line with James McCauley showing off the speed. It's a fielder's choice for out number 2 of the inning, and we're back to the top of the order to Ben Seibert.
Ben Seibert, as we know, has the capability of driving in a double and bringing in a run, and with McCauley at first base, still plenty of stuff can happen with 2 outs. We've seen it before. We've seen 2-out rallies happen, even for this Tigers team this season, right? So not done here yet. Ben Seibert's got to try to keep this thing going.
So Seibert will stand into the batter's box as we're back to the top of the order. McCauley's on first. The throwback as he is in there safely.
Outside of the dropped little pop-up right there from Zach Wade, didn't come back to bite him, but he has been impressive behind the plate, showing his prowess defensively, blocking very well, being a very good receiver of the baseball, sticking the ball well, getting those extra strike calls as well.
They know James McCauley's got a lot of speed over at first base. And with 2 away in the inning, he is a running threat. Fastball to Seibert. Got him swinging. Tardy on the fastball there by Jacob Charles. We're even now at 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 put away here in the bottom of the 5th. The pitch sawed him off. And a foul ball. Now 1-2.
You would consider moving McCauley with 2 strikes, but Charles has went to that fastball up in the zone with 2 strikes a decent amount, so maybe not yet unless you see something you like.
Pitch this one, hit well, going out into right center field. Right fielder giving chase. It is over his shoulder. They're going to wave around McCauley. McCauley truck it for home. The throw to the plate. Not in time. Gets away from the catcher. Seibert will advance 90 feet up to third base as Ben Seibert delivers a shot over the right fielder's head. It bounced up on the warning track. And then the throw in, they can't get McCauley. McCauley scores. The Tigers are on top. And in the meantime, Ben Seibert goes all the way up to third, and the Tigers are in business here with 2 put away in the bottom of the 5th.
Just like we were saying, Ben Seibert with the possibility to drive in a run with an extra base hit, and McCauley is able to score all the way from first base. Seibert pushing it through that wind, battling it, and is able to go all the way towards the track. And let's see if Tommy can keep this going as we got a runner on third base.
Tommy Chalicki stands into the box. Couple of flyouts here in this one, and he's plunked. So a hit by pitch there by Tommy Chalicki, and now they're on the corners with Rocco Royer standing into the batter's box.
mound visit coming up for Charles. Let's see if he has a short leash or if he's willing, if it's just a conversation in order to give that guy in the pen some more time. I know they would like to see Charles finish this inning so the next guy can have a clean inning coming in.
Jacob Charles has been terrific today. But now they're on the corners, and the tying run, Rocco Royer, will stand into the batter's box. After the mound visit, Royer today struck out his last time up, and the time before it was a fielder's choice.
Rocco has made hard contact today. First game, he had a line out, another hard ball hit to third. He's been all over. He's had a very good season. He's seeing the ball really well. So this is a great guy you want to see up right now in this situation with two guys on base.
2 on with 2 out. They're on the corners here in the bottom of the 5th. The Tigers have already gotten one. Zach Wade, the catcher, will look at the infield and will give the first and third situation as Tommy Chalicki gets his lead off first base. First pitch down the middle for strike one. Big opportunity here for the catcher, Rocco Royer. Charles comes to the plate outside. We're even at 1.
Don't expect to see any sort of movement from Chalicki over there right when you have a power guy like Rocco up with 2 outs. Don't want to run any outs. Let's see if Rocco can make something happen.
1-1. The pitch to Rocco Royer. Way early. As he hit it off the end of his bat. Lucky to get a piece of it as it just goes foul. One and two. The pitch. Royer smokes one into right field. It drops. 1 run is going to score. They're going to wave around Chalicki to third. The throw is in time. Chalicki was on the move, trying to steal second. They waved him around. Chalicki gets thrown out at third base, but the run will score. It's an RBI single for Rocco Royer, and the Tigers, they get 2 back of him here in the bottom half of the 5th. We head to the 6th. Tigers, they trail 4-2. Justin Kreller, the left-handed southpaw pitcher, will take the bump for the Tigers here in the top half of the 6th. Kreller has pitched 2 1/3 of an inning. His opponent's batting average is .222. He has not allowed an earned run this season. Kreller, not a whole lot of time pitching this season and even throughout his career, but they are going to go with the southpaw, try to get a different look up on the mound for the Tigers. First pitch is low and inside for ball 1.
Justin Kreller is a senior, senior pitcher here, has been at Wittenberg for all 4 years. And Coach McGee trusting him right here to try to get out of this inning, and keep this offense at bay.
Got the outside corner on that one. It's even now at 1 apiece. As we have 9-1-2 due up here for Adrian College.
Good.
As Zach Wade will stand in, and he's quickly behind 1-2.
Good changeup right there from Kreller. Getting him out front of that, getting to 2 strikes.
1-2, the pitch. Looping curveball. Smacked out to Chalicki at second base. Chalicki gathers, fires over to Rodriguez. And the leadoff man is retired to begin the top half of the 6th. Kyle Mahan is warming up in the bullpen for the Wittenberg Tigers, and we do have some action down in Adrian's bullpen as well.
Kreller with the big looper right there. And like you said, Adrian warming up a guy down there. I would almost expect them to go to him after Charles gave them a very good outing today. But going through 5 innings, you saw the lineup a couple of times. They just scored the first 2 runs in that inning. Probably would go to a new arm, but you never know.
Greller to the plate, 0-1. Looping curveball gets in for a strike.
Kreller, that pitch will fool a hitter the first time that they see that thing.
0-2. Greller comes set out on the mound. The pitch, fastball in the dirt for ball 1. 1-2 as Joe Casal stands into the box. We have Jacob Charles standing in the on-deck circle. 1-2 with 1 out here in the 6th. Looping curveball left high and outside. We're even at 2. Again, Justin Kreller, a senior. Not a whole lot of time on the bump this year and throughout his career, but a big spot here for the southpaw, as this one's hammered on a line, but into the Wittenberg bullpen, and we're doing the 2-2 again. Casal put a good bat on that one, just pulled it foul. He was way early, and it's 2-2. The pitch, this one lifted, drifting back into foul ground, and Rodriguez can't track it down. A little bit too far for Xander Rodriguez. And we're doing the 2-2 again. 7th pitch of the at-bat forthcoming. Greller on the bump, comes set, only works out of the stretch. The 2-2, the pitch, fouled back. We're doing it again. 8th pitch will be forthcoming.
Kreller working that high fast right there after throwing some of those breakers. Change up the eye level and the timing of the hitter.
2-2, the pitch to Kreller. This one on the ground. McCauley scoops it up, bobbles it for a second. No play at first. Took a weird hop right when it got up with James McCauley. And McCauley could not hang on to it. It's going to be an E6 as Casal will reach base. And that'll bring up Jacob Charles with 1 on and 1 out.
James just waiting back on that one a little too long. Got to see the hop and go get that hop. Him waiting back there just a little bit extra on this Carlton-Davidson field. You never know what those hops could do. There's a good saying where you want to play the hops. You want to play the ball yourself. Don't let the ball play you. And right there, he did the opposite. But Kreller had able to get ahead 0-1 right here. Maybe he can get another ground ball, and they can turn 2 behind him.
0-1. The pitch with 1 away and 1 on here in the top of the 6th. Game which Adrian leads 6-2. Austin Luther's day, 5 innings pitched, 6 hits allowed, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout for Austin Luther. He had a pitch count of 103. He had to work himself out of jams time and time and time again, it seemed like every single inning they were runners in scoring position, and he did a great job minimizing the damage. Allowed 4 runs, but only 3 of them were earned. Looping curveball just off the outside corner. And we've gone 3-1 here in favor of Jacob Charles.
A little less efficient of an outing that you'll see from Luther. Not that it was a bad outing by any means. Very good outing still. Keeping the Tigers in position to win.
3-1. This one, flied out into center field. Seibert will come into shallow center field. We'll haul it in for out number 2. Now we're to the middle of the order, and here comes Nick Bruder standing into the batter's box with a runner on first with 2 gone in the top of the 6th.
But one thing that you could take into account even with Luther's start, he walked a couple more guys. He had a couple hit by pitches as well. That's where we probably want to look back and probably take those back. But he had a different catcher today, especially when you go back and look. Oh, we got a...
Ball gets by Royer. It was a breaking ball that bounced away from him in the dirt. And an excellent read there as Casal will advance 90 feet to second base.
But Luther has almost exclusively for the last 4 years, 3 or 4 years, has worked with Parker Griskovich as his catcher, as his battery mate. It's just always, they've always worked together. That's always been like that. Obviously, they're giving Griskovich the rest or not the start in this game number 2, and so Rocco got to catch, and not that he hasn't worked with Rocco or Rocco's a bad catcher, but that does make a little bit of adjustment, right, with calling pitches, maybe on a different thought process between them, right? Obviously, Luther still pitched very well, and the Tigers are still in this game.
Runner on second with 2 gone here in the top of the 6th. 2-0 on Bruder. Runner takes off for third, looping curveball, and it's low and nothing that Rocco Royer could have done. As Casal had a great jump at second, he'll dive into third. And it looks like he's a little shaken up after that one. They're going to give him a second. He's going to have a shallow lead, as it is 3 balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch. And fastball just off the edge of the plate. It's a 4-pitch walk for Nick Bruder, and here comes A.J. Miranda to the batter's box.
Adrian was able to pick up on Kreller's timing and was able to see the curveball coming. And with that being said, he was able to get into third base easily. As you said, no chance for Rocco. Wouldn't be surprised. Oh, and we have a mound visit from Coach McGee as he's looking out into the bullpen at Kyle Mahan, and he will go there as Kyle Mahan will come in. As Kreller did his work, 2/3 of an inning, could have been out of it. There was that error at shortstop, so Kreller had a good outing other than that last walk right there. But they will go to Mahan in this situation with the right-handed hitter up, middle of the order, seeing if Mahan can get themselves out of this inning.
So Mahan will take over on the mound for the Tigers. Kreller's day is done. We'll be back on the Tigers Sports Network, powered by TKDS Sports. It's a Wittenberg call to the bullpen. Kyle Mahan will take over on the bump for the Wittenberg Tigers, posting a 1.23 ERA through 7 and a third innings pitched this season. Opponent's batting average sits at 200 as they move on from Justin Kreller. The runner on third base is not his responsibility. That was an error. So if that runner from third base does come across and score, it'll be an unearned run on Justin Kreller's stat line. But runner standing at first base was a walk, so that is on Kreller's stat line.
Good block right there from Royer, keeping that guy off of second base. 2-0, though. Mahan's got to work back. And Mahan is off to a fantastic start to begin his junior campaign. As you said, a 1.23 ERA early on this year.
2-0. Here's Mahan to the plate. Swing and a miss.
2-0 going to that slider right there, trusting your ability. Coming in out of the pen with guys on base, going down 2-0 and able to throw that slider right there. That just shows the confidence that he has on the mound.
A.J. Miranda, he hit that 2-run big fly back in the bottom of the fifth, or top of the fifth, I beg your pardon. They're knocking on the door to do some more damage here, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 on and 2 put away here in the top half of the 6th. Adrian, they lead 4-2 over the Tigers of Wittenberg.
Good breaker again right there from behind to even the count at 2 apiece. 2 strikes, 2 outs, first and third. Maybe see some sort of action, some sort of movement over at first base.
2-2, the pitch. Fastball right down the middle. Got him looking, and the side is retired. A backwards K for A.J. Miranda. And the Tigers get themselves out of a jam. They're coming to the plate. They trail by 2 here in the bottom of the 6th. Landon Kozlowski will take over on the mound for the Adrian Bulldogs here in the bottom of the 6th. As he'll go right through the middle of the order. Coming up for the Tigers, it'll be Xander Rodriguez leading things off. Alex Nemunitis will bat second. Matt Moore will hit third in this inning. Kozlowski on the season, 5 1/3 of an inning. He has 1 earned run on the season, and he's also only allowed 1 hit, an opponent's batting average of .063. The freshman has been terrific during the start of his collegiate career.
Yeah, exactly. Kozlowski has been unbelievable so far. 5 1/3 innings already so far in this short season. The 6'3" right-hander out of Livonia, Michigan.
Landon Kozlowski will stand on the rubber, only works out of the stretch, so that's where he's going to go to now. And a first pitch fastball as Rodriguez fouls back into the grandstands.
Looks to have some good velo on his fastball. Much bigger, taller pitcher than Charles, the starter. So there's going to be a much different look for the Tigers.
0-1. Here's the pitch. And it's a little low for Rodriguez. Rodriguez, it just simply hasn't been his day. He's hit the ball hard, just right at people, and even when it's not at people, the defense is just making incredible plays on him. Fastball got the inside part of the plate, and it's 1-2 on Rodriguez.
Fortunate part of baseball, sometimes that will happen. Sometimes the batting average can be deceiving. But Xander still should feel good about the barrels he's put on.
Rodriguez rolls over this one, dribbles it out to second base, and the leadoff man sent down on the 4-3 groundouts. And here comes Alex Nemunitis to the batter's box.
Like I said, this is a very different look from the starting pitcher. Wittenberg's gonna have to try to adjust and make something happen as soon as possible.
Nemunitis stands in. First pitch, breaking ball, bounces in the dirt for ball 1. One and 0. Pitch got the outside corner for strike 1. We're even at 1 apiece. More action from Adrian's bullpen. Right-handed pitcher warming up down there. 1-1 the pitch. This one popped up. High up into the sky. Shortstop and third baseman come over, and it's going to be Bruder who tracks that one down. 2 up, 2 down for the bottom of the 6th, and now here comes Matt Moore to the batter's box.
That ball right there, good communication right there from Adrian. Shortstop calls off third baseman. It is his priority. But I will say, as an infielder, as a third baseman who has been called off by a shortstop a good amount of times, it does always suck a little bit. You know, like, hey, let me boost my fielding percentage a little bit with those, right? But good play nonetheless.
Matt Moore stands into the batter's box, looks at a first pitch fastball down the middle for strike 1. Matt Moore 0 for 2. He flew out to the left fielder, and then he struck out his last time up. Player that's just been in a slump that you get the sense 1 or 2 base hits for Matt Moore could certainly help his confidence and help him get out of the slump that he's in.
Big thing early on for Matt Moore, he started off so hot. He was hitting like 420 through the first 10 games or so. So just slowing down a little bit, but it'll all even itself back out eventually.
Pitch outside, and it is low and away. 1-2 on Matt Moore. Kozlowski comes set. Comes to the plate. The pitch. Check swing. Did he go around? No, he did not. And they will get the appeal for the field umpire. He did not. 2-2 on Matt Moore with 2 down in the Wittenberg half of the 6th. The pitch. Low, and it's 3-2.
Matt able to work this count to 3-2. Let's see if he can win this full count.
3 balls and 2 strikes now on Matt Moore. The pitch. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. Ball 4, and Matt Moore is on with 2 away in the 6th.
Good at bat for Matt Moore, able to get that first base runner. And with 2 outs, right, when you have a guy like O'Malley hitting behind you, sometimes that base runner is all you need, right? Getting this tying run up to the plate with the guy with O'Malley's power and capabilities as a hitter. Let's see if O'Malley can keep this rally going now with the first base runner coming with 2 outs.
Connor O'Malley will stand into the batter's box. The pitch to O'Malley looks at an outside fastball for strike 1.
Good spot right there. Good pitch. Be able to get ahead 0-1.
0-1 on O'Malley. Kozlowski to the plate, and it's low and inside. Evens us up here at 1 apiece. The wind was blowing out to left field earlier in the day. Pitch to O'Malley. Low once more. It's 2-1. Then the wind started to blow in to the ballpark in any direction. And now it looks like it's starting to blow back out to left field. Kind of just dribbling back and forth. And speaking of dribble, this one's dribbled down the first base line, but it goes foul. And it is 2-2 now on Connor O'Malley. 2 put away here, and Matt Moore will get his lead off of first base. The pitch. Outside corner, and they got him looking. O'Malley's down via the punch-out for the second time in this one. And the Tigers, they strand one. They trail by 2. We head to the 7th, 4-2. Wittenberg Tigers trail the Adrian Bulldogs. Gus Weeks, the pinch hitter, will dribble this one out to shortstop. First pitch swing, and McCauley will pick it up, throws it on over to Xander Rodriguez for out number 1 here in the top half of the 7th, and that now will bring up Ryan Davis to the batter's box.
Good adjustment right there from McCauley on that hopper that almost bounced over his head. Able to put a glove on it and then make that throw on the run for out number 1 on the first pitch of the inning. So good work for Mahan being able to get that first out efficiently.
So Jacobs Charles remained in the game, but since he was the pitcher and got pulled from the pitching spot, Gus Weeks took the position
At DH.
At DH of Kedro. Charles entered the game at second base, so Kedro's day is done. Gus Weeks was the player there that bounced out to McCauley. Swings and a miss on the off speed. As Ryan Davis, a pair of walks in his previous couple of at-bats. 2-1 on Davis. This one hit pretty well out into left field. Looking up and kiss it goodbye off the scoreboard. Ryan Davis, a solo shot and a no-doubter as soon as it left the barrel of the bat. 5-2, Adrian leads.
We talked about Ryan Davis and his career stats. Obviously, as we said, slow start, but don't let that fool you. This is a guy with now his 18th career homer, his first of the season. So Ryan Davis looking to get his season started. I keep on saying Ryan Day, the Ohio State football coach, but Ryan Davis, maybe that he'll get his season going forward for the 2024 season with his first homer of the year.
Mahan to the plate, and it is low and inside. 7th hit today for Adrian, and it is a solo shot. The long ball is starting to play a factor in this one. Seen a couple of pitcher duels so far today. 5-4, the final score of Game 1. Adrian won it. Tigers trying to avoid the sweep. This one dribbled up the middle. Slow roller, and it just got into center field for a base hit. Tommy Chalicki was pretty close to getting that, but that ball was perfectly placed and into center field for a base hit.
Unfortunate right there for Mahan and the Tigers, as just found the perfect spot right on a ground ball. He made a good pitch, but was able to find the hole. Now Mahan looks to maybe get another one in the same spot, now in double play depth, and maybe try to turn this thing.
Travis LaFord, we talked about him coming in, hitting in the 100s today, now has back-to-back singles, and he's been on all 4 times. Reached on a walk, an error, and then back-to-back base hits for Travis LaFord. The center fielder has put together a nice day.
And like we said, LaFord had a pretty good freshman campaign, I believe. He had a pretty good year, so obviously early on, stats can be a little skewed, as this might be a new hitter as well. In number 11, Lincoln Hayward.
Here's the pitch. Got the outside corner, and Hayward is down in the count, 0-2.
Hayward is a junior. He is a career .255 hitter, hit .302 last season.
Zach Wade does remain in the on-deck circle for the Bulldogs. One away. Mahan to the plate, outside, and it's 1-2. Once again, if you're just joining us, the Bulldogs, they took game one by a final score of 5-4. Trying to go for the sweep. The Tigers dropped to 7-9 on the year. Trying to avoid that dreaded 3 games below 500 mark. Tigers team with a lot of potential just has yet to find their rhythm. Swing and a miss. And Hayward is down on strikes via the punch-out. Mahan got him on the curveball. Round number 2 of the inning, and here comes the number 9 batter in the Bulldogs lineup. It's Zach Wade.
Like you were saying, just not finding their footing right now for this Wittenberg Tigers team. There's been some changeover in positions, some older guys leaving and stuff, and obviously they're just trying to find their rhythm right now when it comes to doing everything all at once. They've had some games where the pitching's been really good. They've had some games where the hitting's been really good defensively, right? But they haven't really put it all together in one game yet. And like you said, they're 7-9 right now. Last year they finished 32-10, right? So losing this one would put them already to match their loss total from last season, right? Obviously, you still have all of conference play. If you're able to make a run in conference and win that, you still make a regional and everything. So I know there's that hope for that. And there's still hope in this game and later on as well.
Popped up, foul ground. Rodriguez comes over. Will make the play right in front of the Adrian dugout. And the side is retired. It's stretch time here at Carlton-Davidson Stadium. We're into the bottom of the 7th. 3-run game in favor of Adrian. Bottom of the 7th coming up in a 5-2 ball game. Thatcher Dietz will lead things off as he'll look at a first pitch ball outside the zone, 1-0. Jackson Lightcap alongside Dylan Jackson. Pitch high and up in the zone upstairs. And Zach Wade, the catcher, will call time to go trot out and we'll talk to his pitcher, Landon Kozlowski.
One thing for Thatcher Dietz, right, wearing number 10, I got to bring this back to me, of course. He has already matched my career home run totals in about 20 at-bats. Less than that, about 17, I think it is, to be exact. So slow down in that sense, but also keep it going, Thatcher. I would love to see more and more out of you.
He's tied it up, so I think what Dylan's trying to say is he wants to see more home runs from Thatcher Dietz. He just wants to see him change his number when he's hitting those home runs.
If he was number 7 and was beating out Chase Wisner's home run total, I would love that. But he is in my number, but honestly, it boosts up the number 10 home run total, so that's how I'm going to take it for now on.
2-1, the pitch. Dietz swings right through it, and we're even at 2-2. Dylan Jackson played here the previous couple of years at Wittenberg University, third baseman, star player of the team.
I was a average player on the team, but it was always fun, that's for sure.
2-2, the pitch, low, and we've gone full. Tigers, they need to get something going. They only have had 6 hits today. They're the first 6 innings, and they have yet to necessarily string anything together. It seems like every single time they get a runner on base, it's either a double play or a fielder's choice. That one's inside, and Thatcher Dietz is on for the 3rd time today.
Another good at-bat for Thatcher, leading it off, getting that leadoff batter on with McCulley up, seeing if McCulley can keep things going as well and keep things rolling for these Tigers, as they have plenty of game left, only a 3-run game, and this offense, as we know, is able to explode at any point.
James McCulley stands into the batter's box, showing bunt, will drop one down the third base line. McCulley with the speed, the throw on to first. They did get him in time. Great play there by Ryan Davis. But in the meantime, Thatcher Dietz will advance 90 feet up into second base, and he's in scoring position, and here comes Ben Seibert to the batter's box.
Great sack bunt right there from McCulley, doing his job exactly. As you bring up Ben Seibert, who has had multiple extra base hits in this game, looking to find maybe another one or even just any base hit to bring in Thatcher Dietz from second base and cut into this lead.
Landon Kozlowski on the mound as we're back to the top of the order with Ben Seibert. Here's the pitch to Seibert, high and inside for ball 1.
Kozlowski missing up in the zone right now, as Adrian will have a mound visit to talk about that, try to get him back centered, and give that guy out in the bullpen, as the bullpen is active, give him some more time as well.
I believe out in the bullpen, if I'm not mistaken, it's Luke St. Antoine. St. Antoine is the one in the bullpen for Adrian, player who has pitched in 4 2/3 of an innings this season, 5.79 ERA, but an opponent's batting average of 176. He's walked a few. He's allowed a couple of earned runs. He's got 6 strikeouts. Bit of a higher ERA for the opponent's batting average that has been awarded to him.
Sometimes that happens. ERA, especially as a reliever, can be very skewed, right? You have 1 run in a short amount of innings that can really boost your ERA. But obviously we can see he's a good pitcher as they are looking to go to, as he's in the pen, being ready to go in a game like this. And he's a senior. He's a senior who has 37 2/3 innings in his career, so that's a guy that they trust out there. But we won't see him yet.
Pitch low in the zone, and it is ball 2. Landon Kozlowski will stay out there, but he's down in the count 2-0. Pitch from Kozlowski. This one flew out into center field. Center fielder backtracking will go up and will make the catch for out number 2 in the inning.
Good piece right there from Ben Seibert. Again, just finding an outfielder's glove. Thatcher thinking about tagging up, going to third, being held up as you're already in scoring position. Don't want to make that third out at third base. And you have Tommy Chalicki looking to find a hole and bring in that run.
So Tommy Chalicki will stand into the box. Had all groundouts in the first game. Here in the second game, he's flied out twice and he's been hit by a pitch. He is still looking for his first hit of the day. That goes even back into game 1. Looks at a first pitch fastball for strike 1.
And like you said, groundouts in the first game, and some of those were hit on the screws. He had that one hard ground out up the middle that turned to a unfortunate double play. But he's seeing the ball pretty well. Let's see if he can finally find himself a hole.
0-1 the pitch. This one off the end of the bat, dribbled out. Charles has it, throws it on the run, inning over. Tigers strand one runner in scoring position. And we're heading to the 8th. We're through 7, 5-2. Bulldogs lead the Tigers. As we'll be back, you're watching Wittenberg Baseball on the Tigers Sports Network, powered by TKDS. Miley Eichhoff will take over on the bump for the Tigers here in the top half of the 8th. He's pitched 11 1/3 of an inning. Opponent's batting average at .340. He's got an ERA of 7.15. He'll go through the heart of the order as Jacob Charles will lead things. I beg your pardon, top of the order as I believe this is Joe Cassell will lead things off in the first pitch. He'll look at for a strike.
Mikey is a very talented sophomore from Akron, Ohio, at the St. Vincent St. Mary's High School, home of LeBron James, as some of you may know. But Mikey came in his freshman season after getting Tommy John surgery coming in, so he did not pitch all of his freshman year. So this is technically his freshman season, and he's a very talented lefty arm that these Tigers are very, very excited to have.
Changeup fouled back out of play. 0-2 now on Joe Cassell. Akron St. Vincent St. Mary's, not just home of the LeBron James, but if anybody out there knows what Akron St. Vincent St. Mary's brings to the table in any one of their sports, they are one of the most dominant schools in the entire state of Ohio. Of course, when it comes to lower level, Division II, it is Cleveland area is just loaded with Division II schools. This one hit up the middle. Eichhoff able to catch it with the glove. Will run on over to first, flips it to Rodriguez for out number 1 in the 8th.
Good play right there from Ike, showing off that athleticism. As we've seen a couple good plays from pitchers in this doubleheader so far, and Mikey can just add to that as he gets out number 1.
Here comes Jacob Charles to the batter's box. First pitch to Charles, first pitch swinging, fouled back. Charles, he started the game on the bump, but he was also listed as the DH. So he has remained in the game the entire day. Although he is not on the bump, and he hasn't been on the bump since the 5th inning. Eichhoff to the plate. hit on a rope. Jalicki can't track it down, and it's into right center field for a one-out base hit.
Charles continues his very good day, as that's his third hit of the ball game, along with pitching a very good ball game as well.
Jacob Charles on for the third time in the second game of this two-game doubleheader. And here comes Nick Bruder. Bruder stands into the batter's box. He's been a busy man today. Off speed for strike one.
Great breaking pitch right there from Mikey to get ahead in the count 0-1.
Charles with some speed over at first gets his lead. Bruder squares around a bunt. Pitch is low, and it's 1-1. Tigers will be back at home here on Tuesday night against the Wilmington Quakers. Big win in Wilmington last Tuesday. They're finish off that two-game set this Tuesday here at home against Carlton-Davidson Stadium. Make sure to join us on the Tigers Sports Network and the TKDS Sports Network. Dylan Jackson and I will have the call. 2-1. This one hit on the line out to center field. Seibert runs, tracks it down, fires to Rodriguez. Charles got doubled up. It is a double play to end the top half of the eighth. It was put on the line. Seibert was leaning to right center field, was able to catch it, fires to Rodriguez, inning over.
You see the adjustment that the Tigers made as Ben was playing much more shallow later in this game with the wind blowing, and he's able to make that play right there. And then good job by Xander Rodriguez, not trying to force the pick, seeing how far off he was, just backing up, getting the long hop, and getting that double play to end the inning. Let's see if the Tigers can take that momentum into the bottom of this eighth inning.
We are heading to the bottom of the eighth, home half of the eighth, forthcoming, 5-2, Bulldogs lead. Ryan Davis will take over on the mound for Adrian. Davis will enter this one. He pitched in game one, and he actually earned the win in game number one. One of the more dominant pitchers this season for Adrian. And he'll have the eighth inning and possibly the ninth inning, depending on how things go and play out. Middle of the order, due up. Rocco Royer to lead things off. He'll look at a first pitch fastball down the middle for strike one.
Lincoln Lipinski actually got that win in that first game. Ryan Davis got his third save of the young season already so far, though, for the two-way. As we started this game with a two-way for Adrian Bulldogs, and looking to end this game with a two-way as well with Davis, as Davis was the one that hit the home run off the scoreboard a couple innings ago.
0-2, the pitch. High and outside, and it's ball one. Beg your pardon, you are right. Lipinski did get the win in the first game. Davis came on for the save. If this lead holds, he'll have a chance to go for a multiple inning save in this one. 1-2 on Royer. The pitch. Found back and out of play.
Davis is a hard-throwing righty, up to 87 miles an hour right there, coming with different. Armego's going to have some good tail in on righties.
1-2. The pitch to Royer. Check swing. Did he go? He did not. And we're even at two apiece.
Good slider and good hold right there from Rock Aurora, being able to see that out of the hand and get that count back to even at 2-2.
2-2 on Rocco Royer. Pitch. Fastball down the middle. Strike three. Got him looking.
Good spot right there on the outer half. And he gets the strike three called. Good little stick right there from Zach Wade behind the plate. And that's out number one.
Here comes Xander Rodriguez. It's been a tough day for Rodriguez, much as the rest of the Tigers lineup. They've been ice cold. They snapped a 3-game losing streak on Tuesday and a big win against Wilmington. They lost the first one of this doubleheader. And the Tigers trying to avoid their 4th loss in the last 5th game. No, I beg your pardon. They're trying to avoid their 5th loss in the last 6 games.
And before that stretch, before the first win in the Muskingum series, the doubleheader, they lost 3 out of 4 going into that. So a little bit of a rough patch right now for the Tigers. But, again, we still have 5. Oh, my bad. We still have 5 outs to go for this hitting lineup to try to scratch together 3 runs to tie this game.
Pitch inside. Rodriguez will draw the 1-out walk, and Rodriguez, first time he's on here in game number 2, and here comes Alex Nemunitis to the batter's box.
Good at bat right there from Xander, getting that first base runner aboard with Nemo coming up to plate. We saw Nemo hit his second career homer, second homer of the season in game number 1. Let's see if he can drive a ball into a gap right here.
Nemunitis stands into the batter's box. First pitch down the middle for strike 1. Matt Moore stands on deck. He'll be followed by Connor O'Malley. So the Tigers, they have some powerful hitters coming up, but some hitters that have frankly struggled today and over the last couple of days. Breaking ball left high. We're even at 1. Wind has started to die down just a tad. Blowing out to left field. 1 on, 1 out. This one up the middle. Ricochets off the pitcher. Third baseman comes up firing. They throw on to first.
Oh, my.
And he is out.
You know, we do have a bad angle up here, but I can pretty confidently say that he was safe at first, but the ump called him out, and that is a big out number 2 on a play that Ryan Davis was just able to put a glove on and keep it in the infield, and a great play by the third baseman over there. But I do believe that Nemo did beat that out, and that's very unfortunate for the Tigers, as they could have had 2 guys on with 1 out.
Nemunitis spirited up the middle. It was a tremendous play by Ryan Davis. Tipped it to the third baseman, Philip Villardo, and Villardo came up firing and got him by inches. It was a bang-bang play. And now with 2 gone here in the bottom half of the 8th, there is a runner standing at second base. That is Xander Rodriguez. As first pitch, just a tad low, but did get the bottom half of the strike zone for Matt Moore. So it's 0-1 here on Matt Moore. Davis looks back. Rodriguez kicks, deals, delivers. Breaking ball in there for strike 2. Moore down 0-2.
It changes so much, too, because as a pitcher, getting that second out now, like, you're more comfortable. It's less pressure on you. And he's able to go 2 sliders right there with no pressure and able to get up 0-2 now with 2 outs.
0-2. The pitch on Moore comes to the plate. This one popped up. Shallow center field. And the center fielder will track under that. And we are heading to the 9th. 5-2. Bulldogs lead. 9th inning. Forthcoming. Miley Eichhoff will remain on the bump here to begin the ninth. Jackson Lycap alongside Dylan Jackson. 5-2. Adrian leads the Wittenberg Tigers. Here on game 2 of this 2-game doubleheader. First pitch, this one blasted into right center field. Right fielder O'Malley going back. Will haul it in just in front of the warning track for out number 1.
Good track by O'Malley right there, going into the gap and catching that ball. Good piece right there. But right to the right fielder as we get out number 1, as Mikey will look to put up a 0 against Adrian in this hitting lineup, as the pitching has been good for the Tigers today. They gave up the 2-run homer that cost them obviously cost them 2 runs, right? But other than that, it's really been a very good pitching performance by all the pitchers that threw today.
Here comes Gus Weeks into the batter's box. And that one just a bit high. It's 1-1. That was A.J. Miranda who put a good charge into it. He was the one who hit the 2-run home run way back in the 5th inning. And then we ended up seeing Ryan Davis hit a solo shot in the 7th. Pitching has been good for the Tigers. It's just been better for the Bulldogs. The Tigers have not been able to muster together many hits. 2-1, the pitch. Fouled back and out of play. Looks like it bounced and hit the Adrian bus. That's parked over out of play down the right field line. Probably not the greatest of places to park if you're a bus. 2-2.
Hey, the bus has got some sturdy windows. They can handle a baseball or 2.
3-2 now on Gus Weeks. With 1 away, here's the pitch. And it's low and inside, ball 4. So Weeks is put on with 1 away here in the top of the 9th, and here comes Ryan Davis. So Davis will stand into the batter's box with 1 put away here in the 9th. Joe Harasco is warming up in the bullpen for the Tigers. First pitch of the at-bat low, and it's 1-0 on Davis.
Harasco warming up out there just in case, if necessary, hoping that Mikey can get out of this inning without any damage done himself.
Pitch fouled straight back. And it's 1-1.
Joe also pitched in game number 1, just like Ryan Davis, who is up to bat right now.
1-1. Runner takes off for second. Royer, the throw down, no chance.
Good jump right there. Not really much of a chance for Royer. Not much you could do there. A lot of times the stolen bases are stolen off of the pitcher, not the catcher. And that was an example of one right there.
Gus Weeks, he's got some speed, and he's able to swipe second base. Pitch was called a ball, so it's now 2-1. With 1 put away here in the top of the 9th. This one hammered out into left field. Cam Gladden going back. A couple feet away from the track will haul it in. In the meantime, we just talked about Gus Weeks' speed. He'll tag up from second base and fly to third. Now there's a runner just 90 feet away from the dish. With 2 away here in the top of the 9th as Adrian looks to add some more insurance runs.
Davis got that one just off the end a little bit as Cam Glenn was able to get under that and make that play for out number 2, but a very good tag right there to advance the third base. So for Adrian right here, an infield error, a ball in the infield that he's able to beat out will score a runner as well, not just a base hit.
1-0 as that one is just off the edge of the plate. Standing into the batter's box is Jack Boyke. Boyke, we saw him in the first game. First time we've called his name here in the second one. He'll dribble at foul.
Got a lefty on lefty matchup as Mikey will face Boyke right here.
One and one. Nykoff to the dish. Fouled back and out of play. And it's 1-2.
Good job by Mikey getting ahead in the count. 1-2 right here. Let's see if he can finish this at bat and this inning without any damage done.
1-2. Off speed, left high, and it's 2-2. Gus Weeks stands on third base. Tigers looking to get out of this inning unharmed and head into the bottom half of the ninth down by 3. Here's the pitch from Eichhoff, and it's high, and we've gone full.
Just not really not pulling down enough on that, getting the break on that slider that he wants, just leaving those a little bit up and in. Let's see what he goes to here in this full count.
The tall, lanky pitcher, Miley Eichhoff, comes set. Leaves a fastball, that one just above the strike zone. Upstairs, ball 4. As Jack Boyke is on, and now that'll bring up Lincoln Hayward. Hayward will stand into the batter's box with 2 on and 2 out. And here comes manager McGee. So Coach McGee out at the bump to talk to Mikey Eichhoff.
Let's see if McGee will stay with Mikey with the left-handed hitter up to plate. I think maybe if it was a right-handed hitter, he would have went to Orozco, right? But McGee liking this matchup, trusting his young guy and Mikey, going to keep him in right here. See if he can get this big out right here to hold them to no runs this inning and give the Tigers a better opportunity to score 3 in that last inning to tie it up.
Here comes Hayward. First and third situation. Rocco Royer will step out into the grass and will give his sign for runners on the corners with 2 away here in the ninth. Eichhoff to the plates, inside ball 1.
2 outs, bottom of the order. You might see some sort of action. This squeeze in and steal another run, make it a 4-run game into the bottom of the ninth. If we get later into the at-bat, later into the count, maybe.
Hayward will foul that one off. We're even at 1 apiece. Tigers have hit a rough patch. Trying to avoid, I believe, their 8th loss in the last 10 games, if I did my math correctly.
Good pitch.
Outside corner, and it is 1-2 now on Lincoln Hayward.
Might see some action now here. If there's a ball thrown, you might see some sort of action and maybe try to steal a run.
Runner goes from first, and it's outside. So advancing 90 feet will be Boyke, and Boyke now moves into scoring position, and there's 2 on with 2 away.
Rocco doesn't even try to mess around right there, just eats that ball, doesn't try to do too much and throw a ball away and let a free run score. Now it's up to Mikey to get this out himself to prevent those 2 runs from scoring.
2-2, the pitch. This one dribbled out to second base. Chalicki goes up, will make the play, throws to Rodriguez, and the side is retired. The Bulldogs, they strand 2, and it's rally cap time. Tigers coming to the plate. They trail by 3 here in the bottom of the ninth. Bottom of the ninth, it's rally time coming up for the Tigers as they trail by 3. And they'll have to do it with the bottom of the order, or at least start with the bottom of the order, as here comes Connor O'Malley O'Malley, a strikeout victim last time he was up. He'll look at a first pitch strike on the outside corner. Quickly behind, 0-1. As Ryan Davis stays out on the bump. Davis going with some tempo. Breaking ball just left outside. And it is 1-1 to Connor O'Malley.
Good take right there from O'Malley on that backdoor slider, being able to hold off.
Pitch from Davis. This one hit high, drifting foul, and going out of play. 1-2 now on Connor O'Malley.
Always scary with all that room out there, right? Because as a hitter, when you hit a ball that far foul, you think, oh, it's fine. Like, there's no chance that a play is being made. But here, sometimes you can get those free outs as a defense. O'Malley still has to battle now, though, being down 1-2.
1-2 on O'Malley. Davis kicks, deals, delivers to the plate. Fouled back. We'll do it again.
Good swing right there from O'Malley on the fastball up in the zone, up to 88. O'Malley just narrowly missed it.
Pitch low, 2-2. Parker Griskovich stands in the on-deck circle and looks like he'll try to pinch hit for Cam Gladden, who checked in a little bit ago for Thatcher Dietz in left field. 2-2, the pitch. O'Malley hammers this one, demolishes this one, and it is over the fence. Goodbye, baseball. Connor O'Malley, a solo shot. His second home run of the day. He had one in game one, a second now in game two, and the Tigers are within two here in the bottom of the ninth.
O'Malley with his 14th career home run, staying convicted through this little rough patch as he cuts the lead down to 2. Right, we talked about how this Wittenberg offense can explode any time. 3 runs is not too much for this offense, as it's now a 2-run game as we basically start a new inning with no outs. But again, O'Malley staying convicted, trusting the process, and understanding that he's a good hitter. And you could tell the swings that he was getting off in that at-bat, just missing those fastballs, they looked like good quality swings. Able to meet that ball out front and do some damage on that straight line drive. And like we were saying, through the wind, hitting the line drive like that, that ball was hit very hard.
Well, here comes Parker Griskovich into the batter's box. First pitch fastball outside. And it's 1-0 now on Griskovich. Pinch hitter for this one. He started in game one. He was a catcher in game one. Struck out a couple of times. He was hitless in game one. Looks at a fastball for strike one, and it's 1-1 now on Parker Griskovich. The Tigers, they need 2 to tie, 3 to win. Curveball drops in, gets the low and outside corner for strike 2, and Griskovich quickly behind, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Davis, the leg kick, comes to the plate. Curveball just off. No, they got the corner. Griskovich thought it was outside. He got the corner. And Griskovich is down via the backwards K, and here comes James McCauley to the batter's box.
I'm not one to question the umpires, right? Because their job is tough too. But that missed call on that play for Nemo at first base, and you can just see where the catcher's setting up and where he's catching the ball. Those are not strikes, those last 2 pitches. Unfortunate, but I'm gonna critique our hitters. If they're not doing a good job, I'm gonna critique the umpires as well. Those were bad calls.
1-0. Got the outside corner, and it's 1-1 on James McCauley. After McCauley was swinging back to the top of the order to Ben Seibert. Here's the pitch, way outside. McCauley's up 2-1.
Just because like a catcher catches the ball on his chest does not mean it's a strike, right? Like you have to respect the strike zone regardless, right? I know that the pitcher hit his spot, but it's not that simple, especially at the college level when pitchers can hit that spot consistently as a hitter. There's quite literally nothing you could do on that pitch. And it's unfortunate, but the Tigers are going to have to overcome that. I'm a little more butthurt because I'm not playing, so I can complain all I want up here. But Tigers are going to have to keep on fighting passes and get another base runner.
3-1 outside, ball 4, and McCauley is on with 1 away, and here comes the tying run to the plate. It's Ben Seibert.
Looks like Adrian will be going to the pen as Ryan Davis had himself a good day hitting and a good job on the mound as well. But they will be going to the pen, to a new arm. Going back, great job from McCauley right there, working that walk as well to get that base runner with 1 out. Now you have the tying run up to bat. But going back to O'Malley's home run right there, that is his 14th career, as I said, which moves him up to 8th all-time by himself, sitting there at 8th, no longer tied. So congratulations to Connor O'Malley.
We have a mound visit And Ryan Davis's day will come to a close. It's a Adrian call to the bullpen as the Tigers looking to rally up here in the bottom of the ninth. Luke St. Antoine will take over on the bump for the Adrian Bulldogs. Comes on for a possible save situation as they lead 5-3 here in the bottom of the ninth, but the tying run at the batter's box at Seibert. Seibert will look at a first pitch fastball down Broadway for strike one.
St. Antoine, a senior, has, I believe, a senior. Yes, a senior has thrown in a good amount of innings for the Adrian Bulldogs as they come to him right here in this save opportunity. As Ben Seibert goes down 0-2, we'll see if Ben Seibert can have a good at-bat and get another big base hit as he has so far today.
Seibert down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. McCauley gets his lead off first. St. Antoine from the stretch, this one turned to third baseman, 5-4. They clutched on the relay, and they will only get the fielder's choice, so this game will continue. It was a great effort there by the third baseman, Philip Villardo. Villardo only able to get the runner at second, so McCauley goes back to the dugout. Seibert stands at first, and here comes Tommy Chalicki to the batter's box. Chalicki hitless today. Through games 1 and 2, he's been hitless. And an opportunity here for Tommy Chalicki to come through clutch. First pitch, got the upper half of the zone for strike one. Tigers down to their final out.
With Seibert at first base, they got a ball in the gap. Can score him. Cut that lead to 1. Let's see if Tommy can keep this thing going.
Here's the pitch to Seibert. Got the corner, and it's 0-2. The Tigers down to their final strike.
San Antonio just attacking right now in these last 2 at-bats. 5 straight strikes. Let's see if they can change this.
Here's the pitch to Chalicki. Kicks and deals to the plate. Check swing. Got him looking. Strike 3, and the Adrian Bulldogs will come into Springfield, Ohio to sweep the Wittenberg Tigers in this 2-game doubleheader. They won the first one 5-4. They win this second one by a final score of 5-3. And Wittenberg now has dropped 8 of their last 10 games. The rough patch for the Tigers will continue.
Yeah, just obviously, as you said, it's a rough patch, and I still expect the Tigers to be one of the favorites in the NCAC.
They'll be okay.
Right? They will be okay. They will turn things around. But right now, they need to do whatever they can. They have a game coming up Tuesday that will be here at the Tiger Sports Network against Wilmington, who they were able to beat in their last game. But yeah, just not pretty right now. And obviously, the Tigers are going to look themselves in the mirror a little bit, right, and dig deep and say, hey, what do we need to do? How do we need to fix this? And I think that the leaders will step up, and only good things to come. You can't really go down from here, right? So that's a bright thing to look at is, hey, we're not playing great baseball right now, but we were playing great baseball really early last year, right? And after that, we got into tournament play and we lost in the tournament, right? So it doesn't matter. You got to be able to do it the whole way, right? So maybe this is a good thing. Maybe they will start and get hot at the right time, and that can lead into a run later on down the season.
Tigers will fall to 7-10 after these 2 games that they drop here in the doubleheader. Adrian will advance to 9-7, and it'll be a happy travels for them on the way back up to Michigan. With our producer, Grant Martin, alongside Dylan Jackson, I'm Jackson Lightcap, the entire TKDS Sports Network crew, the entire Tiger Sports Network crew. Dylan, as you talked about, big game coming up Tuesday night here at home against Wilmington College. Sort of a get-right game for the Tigers.
Exactly. That was the game that we were talking about where the Tigers scored 23 runs. Today, not as many runs or hits, right? So hopefully the offense can turn it back around a little bit. The pitching was good today, right? But like you said, Adrian's pitching was just a little bit better, and sometimes that's all it takes, the little things, and they came back to bite us a little bit, but still a lot of optimism for this Wittenberg Tigers team.
Tigers 7-10 will go up against the Quakers of Wilmington on Tuesday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We're having it here on the Tiger Sports Network, powered by TKDS. We're going live with our pregame coverage right around 6:20 or so. So make sure to join us here on Tuesday night. But once again, alongside Dylan Jackson, our producer, Grant Martin, the entire Tiger Sports Network crew, the entire TKDS Sports Network crew, I'm Jackson Lightcap. Thanks for joining us for a busy day of baseball, and we will talk to you on Tuesday night. Good night.